There was a big life change thing middle of last year because my 25-year marriage ended. At 68, I wasn't really prepared for all of a sudden being a bachelor. So I found myself with my 20-year-old son living in Joondalup because he's attending university here. So it was a big thing because I needed something in my life. So this basically fills a gap, physically with the sport and friendship-wise.
I was diagnosed with an ascending aorta aneurysm, so I had to kind of steer clear from high-intensity activity. And fitness has always been my thing, so rather than not do anything, I found Football West were trying to initiate a walk football initiative at the time. And they started here nearly 6 years ago on October the 9th. Came down, there were just 6 of us. And that was the start. Initially, it was a bit of a battle for me. It was, I came and I enjoyed it, but I was also, I guess, embarrassed.
I've always played soccer my whole life, right from school up to now, and I had to give it away when I was in my 50s, and I thought that was it, I'd never play again. So, yeah, I thought I'd give it a try, and 5.5 years later, we're still playing. We don't actually play walking soccer, as you probably understand. It's a bit of a hybrid.
I've been playing here now not quite 2 years, and a good bunch of lads. And as I say, we just take it a little bit further than the walking football.
Yeah, mixing with people and different backgrounds, and people who are enthusiastic about soccer. They've played it like myself, had to give up, and they've come back to it. So it's great. Before I started doing this, I used to go to the gym, and do a lot of cardio and a few weights and that sort of thing. But I'm not really a gym person. Put a ball in front of me and I can play all day. So, we play 3 times a week, so it's ideal for keeping fit.
Because of our age, we're all in our 70s. And some look better than others. And I mean, my footings, I can fall over it just like that. I've got Parkinson's, so it helps Parkinson's. But the exercise is better than the medication. And you just got to get on with it. Because if you sit at home in a lounge, sit on the lounge watching TV, you're going to get worse. That's my opinion, is movement,
I like going to the gym and doing classes and stuff, but that's all pretty much individualistic, where with the walk football and with any kind of team game, you get the camaraderie and the banter, and that's pretty important as well, especially as you get older. And I'm kind of semi-retired now, and you get a lot of time to fill, and it's nice to have that interaction with other men.
So I've done a lot of sport, only average at most of it, but always enjoyed it. Walking football is completely different because it's like joining a gymnasium and men's shed at the same time, because it's a mental thing and an emotional thing, a friendship thing, and it's a sport thing at the same time.
You get out and mix with a group of guys so it helps with your fitness and, like I said, your mental health and physical health. Plus, there's always someone who's not so well as yourself. So it's good to include them and have a good time, really.
I think there's massive benefits, like physical, mental, to be involved rather than not be involved. What's the alternative? Banging around the house, maybe a bit of gardening. This is where you're gonna, most of the lads will have done 10,000 steps today, just in that hour and a quarter of football, which is enough to keep people at a reasonable fitness. The fresh air. I just think there's so many benefits to, and anybody who's injured, because we're all old, over 60, there's a lot of ailments. Like one lad is going in for a massive knee operation next Friday. Another lad who's there, Billy, he was out for ages we try and keep in touch, even though they're not coming, just so they know there's still someone cares, that kind of thing.
It's good. It's good for health. It's good for mental health. That's one of the biggest things, especially when you get old, because your mind deteriorates. And in my case, I've got Parkinson's, so getting this message out to other people who've got Parkinson's, they're more than welcome.
It's a commitment, and we all enjoy each other's company, as you've seen. We're fierce rivals on the pitch, but we all support each other, and you can't underestimate that.